started my planner stationery shop and I'm so excited to get started. So a little update here, I'm going to be changing up my content a little bit. I will still do the current videos that I do. I will still do vlogs and planner videos and all that stuff, but I wanted to be focused more on something educational for you guys, and I figured it out. I'm going to do more product-based / e-commerce kind of style tips and tricks, and I'm so excited to do that because I know some of you might be wanting to run your own product-based and e-commerce websites, and if you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my upcoming videos. And yeah, so let's get started into how I started my planner and stationery shop. And if you haven't been to my channel yet, welcome. My name is Holly from Life with Holly Lifestyles. I'm so excited to share with you my life as an entrepreneur and my tips and tricks for business. So we're gonna go back to way back in the day when I was just a child and how much I love stationery. I used to go to these stationery shops that are like kind of like Japan stationery shops with a lot of cutesies and stuff like that, and I just loved everything there. I would always pick up notebooks, pens, and pencils, a lot of pens and pencils. So definitely had a lot of those, and it was just always something I loved and enjoy going to whenever I got my allowance. I also grew up using my school planners all the time. It's usually just like a picture of your school and then just a really basic weekly layout. I use it all the time. When I get a chance, and I'm in the US because I was in Canada back then, I would go to Target and pick up a nicer one, but I just remember using it all the time, and it was just definitely my favorite thing to use and to have. And after that, I did dabble in a lot of graphic design when I was in grade school. I loved Photoshop when I came across it, and I used it all the time. I learned it all by myself, and when I was in high school, luckily I was in a school that had a graphic design program, so I got to do it as an elective for I think 2 years, and that definitely helped a lot. And I ended up going into print school, which is really interesting. I didn't end up doing anything print after that, which I am doing it now, but back then it was because I loved more digital marketing stuff. I love doing anything social media. That's when social media started coming out in the beginning, and I just loved doing that. So that's kind of how I went and worked for a lot of graphic design work. So I did some catalogs. I worked for a lot of small businesses and stuff to do more other graphic design related things, and I just never dabbled into print. So in the beginning of 2016, I ended up at this startup company, and I was working on a lot of social media content and stuff like that. And unfortunately, during the mid-year, I believe they decided to go to a different route, and then they laid off a bunch of people, which kind of sucked. But at that time, I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I didn't really want to work for someone else. I always wanted to work for myself. And at that time, I was already kind of like working on doing my own graphic design stuff and kind of doing freelancing work. So luckily, I kind of had that starting as I was going, and when I was laid off, I came across the planner community. So the funny thing is, I've always thought that planners are just like the spiral books that you buy at Target, and I never knew that you can actually customize and do so many things with the planner world, and that's how I kind of came across it. It was super fun, and I loved everything, and I was always so inspired to kind of do my own, but I never really thought of it too much because I knew there was a lot of cost that comes to it, especially with product-based businesses. So when Mr. Poi, which was a boyfriend back in the day and now a hubby, he moved to the US in 2018, we were doing long distance. Luckily, he wasn't too far away. It was like around a 6-hour drive each way, which in my opinion is a lot. But we were lucky enough that we did get to see each other, but it was still sort of more long distance kind of style. We decided to start something together, and I said, why don't we just start a stationery shop? And he said, okay. So that's how it went, and I can't believe now we are having our own little office and warehouse, and so much has grown since the last few years. Back then, Poi Hun was a part-time thing. I would do design and social media while Mr. Poi does all the picking and packing and deals with the finance in the US. And I can't believe now I am living in the US and we're married and we're just doing things together. And yeah, so that is how I started my planner and stationery shop. So that's it for today's video. if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do some sort of Q&A that's anything Poi Hun related. And if you have any other suggestions of videos that you would like to see that's product based, do let me know also, because I definitely need a lot of ideas for the next couple of weeks. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!